You know what's crazy? I've been doing this work now for over 25 years. I've worked with thousands of people, professionals, entrepreneurs, business owners, and I keep seeing the same pattern over and over again. The harder they chase something, the faster it runs away from them. Think about it. When you're desperate for that job, it just slips through your fingers. When you're dying to meet someone special, they never show up. And when you're obsessed with reaching a goal, it feels impossible. After 25 years of watching this happen, I'm going to tell you something that might sound strange. You can get what you want by letting go of it. I know, sounds backwards, but let me share a story that changed how I see everything. There was a spiritual teacher named Ram Dass, and he told the story about monkeys in India. Hunters would catch these monkeys in the simplest way. They'd put nuts in a jar with a very narrow opening, and the monkey reaches in, grabs the nuts, and then he's stuck. His fist is too big to pull out. But here's the thing, he won't let go of the nuts. He could be free in 1 second, but he won't open his hand. And Ram Dass said something powerful. Attachment leads to suffering. Detachment leads to freedom. Now, let me ask you something personal. What's your hand holding stuck onto right now? Maybe it's a relationship that's hurting you. Maybe it's a habit that you know is destroying you. Maybe it's a way of thinking that keeps you small. We all have our jars, we all have our nuts, and we're all suffering because we won't let go. But knowing this isn't enough. You have to actually do something about it. So, what does letting go really mean? Because people say it all the time, "Oh, just let go. Just move on. Get over it." But nobody tells us how. Let's go back to the monkey. His problem wasn't wanting the nuts, it's that he can't release them when he needs them. And here's what most people get wrong about detachment: they think it means not caring, they think it means giving up on your dreams, they think it means being cold and distant. That's not it at all. Real detachment means that you're fully engaged with life, deeply involved, passionate even, but you're not drowning in the emotional chaos that comes with being attached to outcomes. Viktor Frankl, the psychiatrist who survived the concentration camps, wrote about this beautifully. He said, "When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves." He learned that even in the worst circumstances, you can choose your response. You can choose your attitude. That's detachment. It's not about controlling outcomes, it's about mastering your inner state. Be in the game, give it everything, but don't let winning or losing define you. It's not carelessness. It's not about being lazy or passive. It's a skill, and it makes your actions stronger, more graceful, more real. Think about your own life for a second. How many times have you chased something with everything you had? And when you finally got it, you felt empty. Or even worse, you got it and you felt like you weren't enough. That's because we think happiness comes from the outside, from getting the thing, from achieving the goal. But real happiness, real peace, that comes from inside you. It always has. Before we go further, I want to ask you to pause. What are you gripping so tight right now that it's actually hurting you? Just being aware of it. That's the first step to freedom. This isn't just theory. This is going to change your life. And it starts with understanding and then letting go. Stage one, you have to see it clearly. You can't let go of something that you won't admit you're holding. That's why acknowledgement is where everything begins. And most of us are taught that admitting we want something means we're weak, or that acknowledging pain makes us vulnerable. And that's back asswards. Seeing what you're attached to, that's the strength. Let me give you an example everyone can relate to. You're going for a promotion at work and you want it so bad that you think about it all the time. You can't sleep. You're watching every little thing your boss does. You're working extra hours. You're staying late. You're coming in early. And the whole time, there's this giant knot in your stomach. And that knot, that's attachment. And here's what you do: you stop, take a breath, and just notice what you're feeling. Don't judge it. Don't try to change it. Just see it. Ask yourself, why does this promotion matter so much to me? Maybe you'll feel it in your shoulders. Maybe they get tight. Maybe your chest feels heavy, or maybe your heart starts to race. Those physical feelings, They're showing up where you're attached. Find a quiet spot, close your eyes, and think about the thing that you want so desperately. Just notice what comes up. You might realize the promotion isn't really about the job. It's about feeling worthy, feeling seen, feeling like you matter. And that realization, that's powerful. Because once you see it clearly, you can start to release it. Acknowledgement isn't about fixing anything, it's about being honest with yourself. And that honesty is the foundation of freedom. Stage 2. Now that you've acknowledged what you're holding on to, it's time to go deeper. And this is where you ask yourself, why am I really attached to this? Most of our attachments aren't about what we think they're about. Let's go back to that promotion. Through deeper questioning, you might discover something surprising. Maybe you're not actually excited about the new role. Maybe you just want your dad to finally be proud of you. Maybe you're trying to prove to your high school friends that you made it. Maybe you're trying to silence that voice in your head that says you're not good enough. Here are the questions you need to ask. Why do I want it so badly? What am I really seeking? And what scares me about not getting this? How would it actually change if I let go of needing this? These aren't easy questions, but they're necessary. Often, we discover that what we're chasing is something to fill a hole from our past. And maybe you never got praise as a kid, so now you're so desperate for recognition at work. And maybe you felt invisible growing up, so now you need everyone to see you. And these patterns run deep, and most of us don't even know they're there. So self inquiry helps you to see them. And here's the thing, this isn't a one time exercise, it's ongoing. Every time you feel that desperate need for something, come back to these questions. And over time, you'll start to see the patterns, the connections, the real reasons behind your attachments. And that awareness, well, that's what sets you free. Because when you understand just what you're holding on to, but why, you can finally make a choice and you can choose to let go. Stage 3. Now comes this part where you actually deal with these feelings. And this is about making peace with your experiences, all of them, the wins and the losses, the successes and the failures. Processing means understanding that every experience taught you something valuable, even the painful ones, especially the painful ones. Let me give you another real example. You just got out of a long relationship and it ended badly. You're hurt, you're disappointed, maybe angry. The easy thing is to focus on what went wrong, right? To replay every argument, to blame them or yourself. But processing means asking, what did I learn from this? Maybe you learned what you actually need in a partner. Maybe you discovered boundaries you didn't know you had. Maybe you found out things about yourself that you never knew before. Carl Jung, the famous psychologist, said something profound about this. He said, I'm not what happened to me, I am what I choose to become. Every experience, good or bad, gives you raw material for growth. Nothing is wasted. Not in a everything happens for a reason kind of way that dismisses the pain, but in a way that this experience taught me something. It shaped me. And I get to decide what I do with it. You're not defined by the outcome. You're defined by how you grow through it. And processing also means being kind to yourself. Forgive yourself for the mistakes you made. You did your best that you could do with what you knew then. And that's all we can do. And when you embrace yourself with compassion, you create space to heal. And healing is what lets you release these attachments. And this stage prepares you for what's next, stage 4. Once you've processed your attachments, something shifts. You're ready to move forward, but this time it's different. This time, you're not acting from desperation, you're acting from genuine passion. Creative action means doing things because they light you up, not because you need a specific result. Let's go back to the promotion example. Instead of obsessing over getting promoted or feeling validated, you ask yourself, what actually excites me about my work? And maybe it's a certain type of project. Maybe it's working with a specific team. Maybe it's solving complex problems. Focus your energy there. Do what you love. Add value where you can. And here's what happens. When you work from that place of genuine passion, you do better work. You're more creative, you're more productive, more valuable. And often the promotion comes naturally, not because you were chasing it, but because you became someone who deserves it. Psychologists call that being in the flow. When you're so immersed in what you're doing that nothing else matters, time disappears. You're just fully present. And that's when you do your best work and actually enjoy the process. You get in that flow and you set goals that challenge you, but that don't overwhelm you. You break big tasks into smaller steps. You move distractions. You create space for deeper work. And here's the key: stay open to different paths. Sometimes the way to your goal isn't a straight line, but be willing to pivot, to explore, to adapt. Flexibility is power. And celebrate every step forward, even the tiny ones. Every step is a victory. Share your progress with people who support you and let go of needing immediate results. Trust that your inner efforts matter, even when you can't see the outcome yet. Processing cleared your emotional blocks. Creative action moves you forward with joy and resilience. And it's this combination that makes real progress possible. Stage 5. This is where it all comes together. True freedom means you can think about your goals, your losses, your desires without falling apart. You're no longer controlled by them, and you can care deeply, but you can work passionately without being obsessed. You can love fully without being needy. Think about activists fighting for justice, for the environment, for causes they believe in. Real activists don't burn out because they're angry all the time. They sustain their work because they've detached from needing immediate results. They trust the process. They believe in the value of their efforts, even when change is slow. That's freedom. And another part of freedom is self validation. You stop needing everyone else to tell you you're worthy. You know it yourself. And this inner confidence makes you authentic. It's resilience, unshakable. So here's the practice that helps. When you catch yourself obsessing over an outcome, remind yourself, I'm doing my best. My worth isn't tied to the result. And that simple internal conversation builds real self esteem. There's also a powerful shift in perspective that the Stoic philosophers taught. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor who wrote his meditations while leading armies, put it this way: you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. The Stoics believed in focusing on what you can control: your effort, your attitude, your integrity, and letting go of what you can't control: the outcomes, the other people's reactions, the future. And this shift takes on the pressure off. You're no longer carrying the weight of things that you can't change. Imagine starting your day by asking, what can I control today? Where can I add value? And that simple intention changes everything. It helps you focus on the process, not just the result. And here's how to make this practical: set an intention every morning. Focus on what you can control and what you can contribute. Use reminders, sticky notes, phone alerts, whatever helps you reconnect with that intention. And reflect every evening. Notice where you practice detachment, where you can improve. And here's the beautiful paradox: letting go doesn't mean you experience less, you experience more. You live more fully, you're more authentic, more joyful. Because you're not weighed down by fear and desperation, this journey isn't about being perfect. It's about progress. Acknowledge your feelings, question your attachments, process them with compassion, take creative action from a place of joy. Focus on what you can control and let go of what you can't, and embrace the freedom that comes. Every step towards detachment is a step toward peace, towards joy, fulfillment. And your freedom starts now, starts by letting go. I'd love to hear what your experiences are. I'd love to hear how you're applying this in your life. If you like this video and if this content resonates with you, go ahead and leave it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos. And I'll look forward to seeing you on the next one.